Okay, morning, folks. Welcome to the briefing on Wednesday, the 8th. So, those of you looking out off the patio or looking out the window, if you look out to the southwest, you can see the end of the hot weather and the end of the easterlies. I don't want to see the end of the hot weather, but I really have had enough of easterlies, to be honest, week in, week out. So that's all associated with this developing little low out here in the front that's coming in. You can see the upper cloud associated with it. We're in a southeasterly flow today. Isobars are a bit closer together, so the upper winds are a little bit stronger than we've had in the last day or so. But the winds on the ground, the TAFs are showing 0805 knots. I think it's more like about 1105 knots, probably for most of the day, I suspect. So easterly, slight southeasterly, and you see Farnborough TAF, nothing significant. A little bit of becoming cav okay, a little bit of mist this morning, but becoming cav okay. No cloud below 5,000 feet and 10k plus viz sometime between now and 10 o'clock. So it should be fine for most of the day. Gatwick and Heathrow TAFs a little bit longer, but that's showing the rain coming through tonight, thunderstorms any time from sort of 10 o'clock tonight onwards. Upper winds, I think across here 130, 20 knots, and that's pretty much across us 150 down to the south. So yeah, if you go 150, 15 to 20 knots, you'll be about right. So it's southeasterly, fresh. So be aware of that today. Drifting too far downwind towards Basingstoke. Satpick really shows a clear dividing line. That's quite a positive line there. And you can start to pick out the white bits over the channel, bringing in some rain to the West Country. Over us, clear, and I think it'll be clear all day. This cloud is slowly coming our way. It's more traveling up towards the north initially. So let me just quickly move on, show you the rain alarm. And that's the rain coming through into the West Country. I think that'll miss us for most of the day. I don't think we're going to see anything until later tonight. So we don't need to worry too much about that. Temperature wise, yeah, still going to be a hot one, a degree or two less than yesterday, probably. Places it got up to 30 degrees yesterday. I think you're looking more like 27, 28 today, but still a bit muggy as well. Quite humid. Dew points are fairly high, and the dew points will go up during the day as well. Dew points out to the west, I think there's 16s at the moment, they're 14s around us. They won't change very much. I doubt they'll be going down to what they're suggesting here of 9s or 10s. But it doesn't really make much of a difference. It's quite a stable air mass, according to the sounding. So I think there's very little chance of great soaring. I think it will get soarable eventually today, but it's going to, like yesterday, take a time to get going. And this is the sort of 1 o'clock ascent. You can start to see the lines coming together here. They're showing the upper cloud. And in here, it is quite stable air. It'll have to get to 24, 25 degrees before we really get any soaring. And then by late afternoon, we're starting to see the clouds thickening up through here. You see out to the west. And again, the best you're going to see probably 2.5 above Lasham, 3 and a bit above sea level. The Larkhill sounding shows it a little bit better. That's an incredibly strong inversion right up to here. And that takes about 25 degrees to really break that inversion properly. There's be some mixing taking place here, under 1,500 feet, but to actually get up to 2,500 feet or 800 meters here, you're going to require 25, 26 degrees to really break that. So quite a stable day, really. Might get some local soaring later. Top Meteo is more on the optimistic side, which is unusual. Let's just look at the cloud amounts. Over us, it's blue. Over Lasham, we're down here somewhere. And it looks like it's going to stay that way for most of the day, with the upper clouds starting to roll in. That's 2 o'clock. And that's 4 o'clock. We're starting to see thicker cloud coming in from the west, probably cutting the sun off mid to late afternoon. And then it won't be until much later in the day that we start to see the real edge of the rain and the more solid cloud close to us. That's 8 o'clock tonight. But they are being quite optimistic in the thermal forecast. They're saying by 12, 1 o'clock, a little bit like us, my suggestion earlier, getting soarable, but they're suggesting 11, 12, 1,300 meters, so 3,500 feet above sea level. Maybe even a bit more than that, I think. Looking at the ascents I've seen, I think that's probably a little bit optimistic. It will get local soarable, folks, but probably not cross-countryable, and they're not that optimistic on the cross-country distance, I have to say. A very light shade of pink with wind arrows in there showing a fresh southeasterly. I think a cross-country for the brave today. Right, so soaring later. We'll be on 09. Fresh north southeasterlies. Just be aware of that. Airspace wise, not a lot going on. Number 12 is Southampton's change of operating hours. Number 18 is Boscombe Down high intensity radio transmissions. 19 is just in there a clay pigeon shoot. Been notified. And 21 is the danger area crossing service is not available for the 3 main danger areas there. 22 is almost over the top of Lasham, but it's actually Odium have a fly past, and it's late this evening. It's sort of 7 o'clock this evening. The fly past, so nothing for us to worry about. 29 is Fairford. The ATZ and MATs have been activated. Clay pigeon shooting here, and an equestrian event. Number 35, Holton fly past. Number 34, and that's all usually contained under the airspace. So again, not an issue for us. So quite quiet in this area. 1 or 2 things going on at the weekend. So if you're flying at the weekend, worth keeping an eye out. Operationally, yeah, we're on 09. Winching on the south side. In theory, no jet movements or Navajo movements because we've not received any notification, but that's not to say that they won't spring something on us. We were supposed to have 4 yesterday and we only had 2. One. Is it? Yeah, one. I can't remember. Yeah, so it could well be a Navajo going out. It could well be a movement. We just don't know, so we'll keep an eye on that. Don't forget to drink plenty, sunblock, sun hat, because it is still pretty warm. The sun is fairly strong at this time of year. So I think every glider is required today for one form of training or another. So can we empty the entire hangar of all the Club 2-seaters? Probably the Club single-seaters as well. And we'll see you out at the launch point.